the thing that I would really highlight mechanically is the speed of your dribbles. Just go faster, because quite a lot of the time I saw you doing stuff like this, where you're starting off a dribble, and you know that you had the right idea. You know that the first touch is supposed to be off target, and then you're supposed to keep on trying to dribble off target, so you have the options to shoot on target. You've got that figured out. You know that. But one of the tips I would give you is for these like rolling ball dribbles, especially rolling ball dribbles. Bounce dribbles not so much, but rolling ball dribbles, get up to supersonic, and then it's so much easier to like get a big flick on the ball like this. It's so much easier. If you try and do like a low bounce dribble or a rolling ball dribble and you're going slowly, it's much harder to get an effective side flip flick like this. It's just very awkward to see. It doesn't really go anywhere. It's the momentum that you already have that really gives you a powerful flick when you're side flipping. When you're front flip flicking, or when you're reverse 45-degree flicking, you don't really need to be moving very fast. It's the like the angle change that gets the ball to accelerate in those situations. But yeah, side flips, you need to be going quickly. You need to be going quickly for them to work, and I think they're an excellent flick to be really focusing on as your first flick to get good at, honestly, because I think it's one of the flicks that transitions the best into 2v2 and 3v3. That's a big, like, I'm already going supersonic, let me side flip flick the ball. Great flick to bring into 2s and 3s. Whereas if you're going for a slow dribble and then you're trying to, go for a placed flick out of it, this doesn't transition very well in other game modes at all. Whereas if you're going fast and then you can just very quickly, side flip underneath the ball, this is perfect. This is exactly what you need in other game modes. It's a quick dribble. But yeah, you can do it off bounce. What I was trying to say in that game is that when you're doing it off a bounce, you'll see Khaled doing this all the time. He'll just wait for the bounce, and then he'll get a touch on the ball, and then immediately afterwards he'll side flip. So it's like 2 touches consecutively. The timing is very sensitive. So you'll want to like get a touch and then side flip like this. That was almost perfect. Well, almost perfect placement. Oh my goodness, I keep hitting the post. But do you see what I mean? It's very timing sensitive. You want to get like a touch by steering into the ball, and then immediately afterwards you flip. That's to get the most power possible from one of these kind of dribbles. But yeah, low bounce is ideal. Low bounce is ideal for it, I would say. Like this. This is a pretty good example of what I'm trying to explain. Just check out the timing on this shot. Look how fast this shot is compared to what we're doing, because we get 1 touch and then we side flip and hit the ball a second time. That's how. It's exactly the technique that O'Khaled uses to crush his ground shots. If you combine literally what I just did there with a supersonic bounce dribble, you've got yourself an O'Khaled ground shot, basically. From a full volley, because he does it from full volleys. Traditionally, this kind of ground shot would always be off a bounce, like these kind of bounce dribbles into shots would always be hit on a half volley, which is like a drop shot, like right here. As soon as the ball bounces, bang, then the player would hit it. This is like a very old style of shooting in 1v1. But the way that Khaled really revolutionized it and took it to the next level is by getting, a much lower bounce dribble. And then, yeah, he just gets 1 touch, then a side flip for a second one. Very, very difficult to execute at supersonic. Very, very difficult to execute with the kind of consistency that he does. But it's like a very good play to go for, because the bounce is so low. You need a higher bounce if you're going to go for a full half volley, because after you bounce the ball like that, you've got to drive away and then drive back in for the run up. But this, like, you don't even need a run up. You're just driving right alongside the ball. That's why the Khaled style is so dangerous, because he's just always next to the ball. He's always right there, and at any minute he can go for the 2 touches in a row where he cuts underneath it and then shoots it, generating tons and tons of power. And yeah, if you try and challenge him early, he's right next to the ball, so it's not going to work either. He's always right here, and he's always doing this kind of thing. But actually, I'm going to let this replay play through, because what I just did here was a mechanical mistake, and it's a very common mechanical mistake. You'll notice here, this isn't a side flip, this is a diagonal front flip. And when you do that, when you diagonal front flip, the front corner of your car actually, instead of lifting up into the ball like a side flip does, the front corner actually dives underneath the ball, and you end up missing. So it's really key that you don't do what I just did there. Avoid diagonal front flipping on your volleys off bounce dribbles. A side flip is almost always better. But yeah, the bounce has to be perfect. I need to start grinding this again. It's been a while since I've been good at them. The bounce has to be like at the perfect height if you want to do it at the kind of speeds that Khaled does. That's exactly the type of shot you're trying to be better at. Well, yeah, those are my main tips then. Is just try to get the ball moving more quickly, and then number 2, the little 1-2 punch thing that I was showing you there. So, you know, you go for like the... See, faster is so much easier. I'm doing this so slowly that it's actually harder to execute. It's much easier to do faster. So usually I'll just start it off like this, and then I'll just accelerate. This is probably what I would do in a game, honestly. I would just start pushing the ball. And then just steer into it and then side flip. It's as simple as that. It's like somewhere between a full volley and a flick. Somewhere between a full volley and a flick. Very easy to execute. Just start off by pushing the ball up to supersonic, and then steer into it and flip. It's all there is to it. Just drill that over and over again. And if you get bored of that, you can try doing it off a bounce dribble. It's a little bit of a slower setup, a little bit more of a shot than a bit more of a shot than a flick, but very similar. I'm sure you can see the similarities in the setup. It's just one of them is a bounce dribble, one of them is a rolling ball dribble. But yeah, the one off the bounce dribble is definitely harder, I would say. For learning purposes, just do this one. Just do this one over and over again. Just push the ball into your back corner, get around it, get it moving supersonic down the line. So first thing you want to do is get it moving supersonic in a rolling ball down the line. Pull up alongside it, and then just once you've steered under it, just jump or just side flip. It's as simple as that. Then you can do it again. Accelerate up to supersonic, and then just try and hit the high shot. Like I said, it's a very good dribble for 2v2 and 3v3, because in 2v2 and 3v3, there's always somebody trying to demo you. So you'll notice, what are we doing here besides actually setting up a threatening shot? We're getting away from the imaginary demo. So imagine, okay, somebody's trying to demo me. We gotta go. Somebody's trying to demo me, and now we're actually getting away from him, you know? That's the main advantage to this style of dribble compared to bounce dribbling, is it transitions very well into 2v2. But yeah, I'm not very good at it right now. Let me go full screen actually. I don't know why I think it's just an old habit of not going full screen when I'm live streaming, when actually it's so much easier to do these days. That was one of the most underrated updates from Psyonix. I don't know if you guys remember when alt-tabbing used to take like 5 minutes when you're full screen, and now it's like really quick. It's really quick actually. It's beautiful. Missed your sub? Yeah, sorry, I've not I need to tab into my alert box. There it is. Yeah, Matthews5, I did. Thanks to the 2-month Prime. He says I'm champ 3 on my Smurf. I can't get out of C1 on my main because I can't adapt to the playstyle. Help. Yeah, it can be a bit awkward trying to play against lower rated players. It can be. But you just have to be super patient. I don't really have the patience myself for getting at a low rank quickly, because you have to play like really patient. One of the things, okay, see if you're playing in a champ 1 or 2 game and you're a champ 3 or grand champ, low grand champ level player, there's different rules that apply. Like, see in this kind of position, let's say I'm centering the ball, okay, and I see that my teammate is at the far post here. In champ 3, you would always just like go for the pass, or grand champ, you would always just knock it down to him off that back wall position. Because you would see that he's there, you'd be like, okay, let me see, where's my teammate? Oh, he's back post, nice, let me just try and pass to him. Champ 1, I think the best play is probably not to pass to him, honestly. I think it's better to not pass in Champ 1. That, like, the Champ 1 players, they will miss the ball more often than they hit it, and when they hit it, they're probably going to miss the goal anyway, and their decision making on what center balls to go for and what ones to leave is honestly so bad that I think passing in any position in Champ 1, Like this. If I did this in Champ 1 where I'm out the game and then I have to recover, terrible idea. Terrible. Because your teammate is probably going to mess out. He's going to hit the bar or something and then you just get scored on the counter attack before you can even recover. So yeah, that kind of Champ 1 range, I think the only things you should be doing is making solo plays. Only thing you should be doing. Don't ever pass. Don't ever pass in offense. You can pass in defense, don't pass in attack. Voltax, I'm not even talking about like the pass being defendable. I'm talking about open nets, basically. Like, I've had a few games today where I'm like, okay, let me just center the ball to my teammate. Okay, he's at the back post. Let me just center it to him. And I do this, and it's a wide open net, and they just hit the post, and then you get scored on. So it's all about the recovery, basically. Like, if you're all the way up, like, near the ceiling, don't jump off the wall. Just don't do it in 2v2. Just don't do it. Don't ever jump off the wall to air dribble in 2v2 if you're in a lower rank than you're used to. Because as soon as you jump off the wall to air dribble, you can bet 10 times out of 10 your teammate's also going to go up for the ball because he's like, oh, that's cool. Oh, man, I'm going to hit the biggest redirect of my life. And then he just flies up and knocks you out of the air and you're both out of the game. So yeah, there's different rules. If you're in a lower rank, never take you basically have to play really boring. Never, ever, ever take yourself out of the game because you can bet that that's exactly what your teammate is doing 24/7. Your teammate is 100% irrelevant in every single play, so it's your job to be the defender, basically. And just play boring and carry by not messing up. That's basically it. Now, I don't really have the patience to do that. So, I always just, like, go into games, get bored and throw. But if you want to rank up and you're serious about it, yeah, you have to be as patient as possible. Patient as defensive as possible. Yeah, you actually just can't air dribble. When you're playing in 2v2 and you're in a rank that's too low or lower than you're used to being in, you're not allowed to air dribble. Because every single time that you air dribble, your teammate will think that you're passing to him and he'll fly up in the air and he'll knock you out of the air, then you're both gone. It's actually like the worst idea in the world to air dribble because you'll go off the wall and your teammate's like, oh, that was a great pass. He'll just like take the ball off you. And also never think that your teammate is passing to you. When he's on the wall, he's not passing to you. He's not. Like, you might think that your teammate is about to, drive into this kind of position, and then he's about to, go up the wall, and then he's going to try and pass the ball across to you as you wait on the other side. Trust me, that's not what's happening. What's happening is that he's going for a solo play. He is 1,000,000% going to chip the ball off the wall, then he's going to fly after it himself, and he's going to try and make a solo play happen, miss the ball, and then the opponents are going to score on the open net if you've gone as well. Like, never think your teammate's passing because he isn't, and never pass to your teammate. Or never jump off a wall because your teammate will think you're passing, and you'll probably ruin it. Yeah, basically just babysit your teammate is what I'm saying. Just babysit every single position. It's all you can do in ranked 2v2 when you're lower rated than you're supposed to be. Once you get into the higher rating, people are actually going to start to read you. But until then, just be boring. Just do nothing. Just defend. But yeah, I like when I'm actually tryharding to rank up, I'll never jump off a wall. In 2v2, I'll just never jump off a wall. And no matter how tempting it is, like if you're up in this position, you think, oh wow, yeah, let me just jump off this wall and take this wall shot like I just did there. I'm not doing it in 2v2. Even if it looks like the tastiest wall shot opportunity of all time, like as soon as this happens, this position where I chip the ball off the wall and I think I can jump after it, ignore that thought. Don't do it. Because as soon as you do that, your teammate's going to jump up, he's going to hit the ball into their back wall, then you're both gone and the other team score. Guaranteed. That's what's happening. Depends on your confidence in your aerial ability. It doesn't matter, my friend. As soon, like right about now, when I'm about to shoot the ball on target, this is the precise moment that your teammate will fly up and he'll hit the ball before you miss, and it will go into the back wall. Then the other team score. I just don't even bother. I don't even bother jumping off walls because your teammate will misread every single one of the positions. They just read everything wrong. At what rank do you start going for those type of shots? Probably just like high champ 3 or, you know, champ 3 grand champ, that's when people actually start to read what a pass is and what a wall shot is. But until then, and when you're in champ 1, 2, if you're just going for a wall shot, your teammate's going to think it's a pass, and you go for a pass into the middle, where if you have to like jump off the wall in offense to pass the ball middle, your teammate's just going to miss the pass most of the time. Or he's going to miss his shot most of the time, so it's not even worth it. If you can center the ball without like committing, if you can center the ball without jumping off a wall like this, sure, yeah, why not? That's fine. All I'm saying is focus on the... Basically, I'm saying recoveries are more important than wall shots. Recoveries are more important than redirects. Recoveries are more important than centering a ball. Like if your recovery is going to suck because of something you're about to do in low rank 2v2, don't do it. Your recovery is more important than that center ball you're about to hit, because what's the point of centering to a guy who's going to miss anyway? What's the point of passing to a guy who's most of the time going to miss the open net? Like, there's no point. He's going to miss. If he's going to miss the ball the majority of the time, why would you compromise your position to pass to him? Don't do it. How long have I been playing RL? Established 2015. Established 2015. But I've mostly been casting compared to playing.